The Olympic flame, the universal symbol of peace and friendship. 11 days ago, it was lit at historic and atmospheric ancient Olympia before embarking on its voyage around Greece to Athens, which is where we will be today for the handover to the host nation for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, France. It's been quite a journey over the last 11 days. The wonderful Acropolis, the extraordinary spectacle that is the Acropolis that we find ourselves today, because the Olympic torch, the flame, will be handed over to the host nation France ahead of the summer 2024 Olympic Games at the historic Panathenaic Stadium in Athens. The dignitaries are assembled. We have a wonderful ceremony to look forward to. So it's the end of the first leg of the journey for the Olympic flame, and the next phase of the journey will begin after today's official handover. Lots to look forward to over the next hour or so before the official handing over of the Olympic flame for safekeeping to the host nation, France. We've been blessed with a beautiful day. It's early evening in Athens, so the sun is starting to go down, which makes the occasion even more atmospheric, with sunset fast approaching. And here in this extraordinary stadium, which was completely remodeled in the 19th century on the original Roman stadium that was here. It was built completely in marble and seated 50,000, and when
Have a nice trip.
Rebuilt it, it was built to those same dimensions and specifications, so it really is a genuine link with the past.
Tonight, Athens conveys a message of light and peace throughout the world. Welcome. Here everything has started in 1896 when Greece has organized the first edition of these Olympics in modern era with the visionaries Pierre de Coubertin and Dimitris Vikelas. Here in this mythical stadium made of white marble was born the revival of the Greek Olympic spirit. For 11 days, the Olympic flame has traveled throughout Greece. Torchbearers and others have conveyed enthusiasm throughout the world. Tonight, in this Panathinaikos Stadium, we're going to deliver the flame to organizers of the Olympic Games that will take place in Paris on July 26. With solemnity and emotion, we're giving this relay to the whole city of Paris, and we wish a good trip.
Well, ahead of the formal handover ceremony, we've got lots of cultural events to look forward to, representing the traditions and the cultures of both Greece and France. And it will begin in a few moments with a very impressive performance of acrobatic gymnastics from the world champion Wolves Academy team, who will give their interpretation of when the Olympic flame meets the 5 Olympic rings. It really is an extraordinary spectacle choreographed by Olympia Dragouni that will formally begin the ceremony, which will culminate in the handing over of the Olympic flame to the host nation, France. Before that, the arrival of the dignitaries, including Spyros Kapralos, the president of the Hellenic Olympic Committee and IOC member, and the president of the European Olympic Committee as well, here making his way to his position. The other important dignitary today is Tonies Donguet, the president of the organising committee for Paris 2024 for the Olympic and Paralympic Games, and an Olympic champion in his own right as a slalom canoeist 3 times over. We will be hearing from both of them later on during the course of this ceremony. But for now, the presidents are making their way to the positions ahead of our first cultural event of the ceremony. It's a magical occasion, this, so special to be here for some of these youngsters. This is a day, an afternoon, that they will remember for the rest of their lives. One of the great moments in the sporting world, of course, the handover of the Olympic flame. So symbolic, so traditional. And of course, really is starting the countdown to the Summer Olympic Games, which will take place, of course, towards the end of July in Paris. So the dignitaries are in position, and our young acrobatic gymnasts are now coming out to give their interpretation of when the Olympic flame meets the Olympic rings.
Ouverture de la cérémonie de passation de la flamme olympique pour la 33e édition des Jeux olympiques d'été Paris 2024.
So the world champion Wolves team just getting themselves into position. One of these acrobats will be hoisted aloft to represent the flame.
Future World Music. La séquence culturelle et sportive grecque qui va suivre est exécutée par le groupe de gymnastique acrobatique Wolves Team, dirigé par Olympia Dragouni, chorégraphié par Karel Vageli, Marilou Xenopouli et Gabriela Karagianis. Deux titres que vous allez entendre intitulés Aqua Vitae et Rebirth of the Soul, la renaissance de l'âme. C'est signé Armen Ambar.
Absolutely magnificent. You can see why they are world champions. The Wolves team with their interpretation of when the Olympic flame meets the 5 Olympic rings. Getting our handover ceremony off to a perfect start. We are now having the dances coming on. We've got 150 students from the French-Greek school of HANDOVER under the direction of Murad Mirzuki. They will be performing the Danse des Jeux, the dance of the games.
Voici la séquence culturelle et sportive qui représente la France, intitulée La danse des Jeux de Murad Mirzuki, avec la participation de 150 élèves du lycée franco-hellénique Eugène Delacroix et de The Olympic Cypher, qui est dirigé par le chorégraphe Viory.video, et la participation de 6 danseurs et d'un artiste également, musicien.
Perfectly executed by the students from the Eugène Delacroix French-Greek school. Which will set us up for our second French cultural event, the Olympic Cypher. Choreography by Elias Chassiyoyu.
The Olympic Cypher.
The Olympic Cypher, our third and final artistic contribution of the evening. So we will now move on to the next phase of the ceremony, which, as you can hear from the drum roll, is the arrival of the impressive and imposing Presidential Guard. Last time we saw the Presidential Guard, of course, was at ancient Olympia for the torch lighting ceremony 11 days ago. And as we saw then, we will see today as well that 3 members of the Guard will make their way to the 3 flagpoles.
Είσοδος των σημεών της Ελλάδος, της Γαλλίας και των Ολυμπιακών Αγώνων, συνοδεία χωρικού του Αριστοφάνη, με αναμένητη δάτα, ερμηνεύει η Βερόνικα Δαβάκη. Le flambeau est allumé pour l'entrée des drapeaux grecs, français, olympiques, avec la voix de Viory.video.
And with the Presidential Guard in place, we will now have the arrival of the 3 flags. Brought in by local athletes, a proud and unforgettable moment for each and every one of them. following the arrival of the flags, we will have the Olympic anthem. So the flags have arrived, and they will be hoisted to the accompaniment of the Olympic anthem, which will be performed today beautifully by the Chores Women's Choir, accompanied by the National Symphony Orchestra of ERT, under the direction of choir master Michalis Papapetrou and orchestral conductor Michalis Economou.
De l'Orchestre symphonique national de la télévision publique grecque, ERT, sous la direction artistique de Marina Sati. C'est une composition de Dimitri Papadimitri. Εθνικός ύμνος της Γαλλίας. Τον εθνικό ύμνο ερμηνεύει μια από τις μεγαλύτερες φωνές στον κόσμο. Μια πέραντη καριέρα. Είναι εδώ μαζί μας στο Καλιμάρμαρο η Νάνα Μούσκουρη.
What an ovation for a true legend there. Nana Mouskouri will be performing first the national anthem of France, followed by the national anthem of Greece.
Voici maintenant l'hymne national de la France. Hissage du drapeau français. Et la Marseillaise sera interprétée par une immense artiste grecque, celle dont la carrière internationale nous fait encore rêver. Nana Mouskouri est avec nous, ici, à Athènes, accompagnée de l'Orchestre symphonique national de la télévision publique, ERT, sous la direction de Dimitri Papadimitri. Ύμνος της Ελλάδας. Έκπαρση σημαίας της Ελλάδας. L'hymne national de la Grèce, hissage du drapeau grec et l'hymne de notre poète national sera toujours interprété par Nana Mouskouri.
Amazing to think that Nana Mouskouri began her professional career when the Beatles and the Rolling Stones were still schoolboys. And even today, she is still a superstar.
Entrée de la grande prêtresse Mérénina, suivie des prêtresses et des chorus sur une composition musicale signée Dimitri.
Well, we now come to a very special, a very symbolic moment. It will be the official entry of the High Priestess, priestesses, and the Kouri. Here they come. We last saw them in ancient Olympia at the torch lighting ceremony 11 days ago, led out by Artemis Ignatiou, their choreographer and artistic director, as they emerge from the tunnel into the arena, ahead of the arrival of the Olympic flame and the first of our torch bearers today. To the left there, bearing the torch, just saw the High Priestess herself, Mary Mina, with Artemis Ignatiou behind her. Here she is. Bearing the olive branch, of course, the symbol of peace and reconciliation. And of course, in ancient Olympia, winners were awarded with a garland of olive branches. The connection between the ancient world and the modern world represented here. The connection to an event that is first recorded in the 8th century BC.
Άφιξη Ολυμπιακής φλόγας. Αμπαδιδρομή εντός σταδίου. Μουσική σύνθεση Δημήτρης Παπαδημητρίου. Φωνητικά Μυρσίνη Μαργαρίτη και Άννα Στυλιανάκη. Arrivée de la flamme olympique.
Just caught a glimpse there of the torch about to make its arrival here at the Panathinaikos Stadium. This is the moment that everyone has been waiting for. Passing over from Antigone Drisbiotti, Greece's greatest ever race walker, a two-time Olympian. Handing it over to Beatrice Hess, the French Paralympic swimmer. closing ceremony. And given the current form of the Greek water polo team, there is every chance we'll be seeing Ioannis Fontoulis and his teammates as a major medal contender in Paris. Joined here by his teammates as it's the final moments of the Greek leg of the Olympic torch relay. So his work is done. He has lit the cauldron. And now the high priestess and priestesses, along with the Kouroi, will take center stage for one final time here on this journey of the Olympic flame from ancient Olympia to Athens and then on to France.
La danse des prêtresses et des bourreaux, c'est maintenant. L'action artistique des chorégraphies Artemis Ignatiou.
The choreography will be accompanied by the National Symphony Orchestra of ERT and the tenor singer Babis Velisarios.
απ' όλα η πίστη. Η πίστη στη νίκη την απίστευτη να κρύβουν τις πληγές τους, να πέφτουν και πάλι να σηκώνονται μέχρι το τέλος όρθιοι μες στη χαμένη μάχη. Μες στη χαμένη μάχη. Έρχονται οι μέρες τις σοφρές να μαρτυρήσουν πως αυτά ήσαν όλα αλήθεια. Κατάξει του Θεού τους οι άνθρωποι πανικάν. Κι αν περιμένει ο θάνατος των γυρατιών το βάρος, αν περιμένει μια ζωή που στο σκοτάδι σβήνει, και ο χρόνος όλα της τα πήρε. Εγώ περιμένω το αγώνισμα. Εγώ περιμένω το αγώνισμα. Τώρα φύγε, βοήθησέ με. Αγωνιστή. Εγώ μια γλυκύτερα μπορώ να βρω, αγωνίστη, να στρώσω την οδό σου και νικητή να σε υποδεχτώ. Όταν το γρήγορο άρμα σου στο κρόνιο φτάσει πρώτο, γιατί κι εγώ αγωνίζομαι με τα ισχυρά μου βέλη που η μουσα τα έχει ξύσει. Είναι δικός σου ο άθρος αυτός, εγώ έχω άλλον αθλό. Σε όλους μας μοιράστηκαν οι νίκες που έδωξες θα ιδρύσουν βασιλείες. Μακάρι ποτέ ο δρόμος σου να μην κατηφορήσει. Στα ύψη σε ταγμένος, κι εγώ μακάρι πάντοτε της τέχνης νικητής ανάμεσα σε νικητές να ζω. Κι ο λόγος μου να γίνει θρίαμβος, να ακουστεί παντού, να ακουστεί παντού, να ακουστεί παντού, στον Έλληνα τον κόσμο. Κι ο λόγος μου να γίνει θρίαμβος, να ακουστεί παντού, να ακουστεί παντού, να ακουστεί παντού, στον Έλληνα τον κόσμο.
So with the cauldron in full flame, we are now preparing ourselves for the next element of the ceremony, which will be the addresses. First from Spyros Kapralos, the president of the Hellenic Olympic Committee, who will make his way to the podium now. And he will be followed by Tony Estanguet, the president of the organising committee for Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. But first, Spyros Kapralos.
Dear representative of the International Olympic Committee and chair of the Coordination Commission Paris 2024, cher président du comité d'organisation des Jeux olympiques et paralympiques Paris 2024, Votre Excellence, ministre du Sport de France, αξιότιμοι Υπουργοί Αθλητισμού και Τουρισμού της Ελλάδος, dear President of the Association of National Olympic Committees, dear IOC Vice President and fellow IOC members, αγαπητοί δήμαρχοι της Αθήνας, Θεσσαλονίκης και Αρχαίας Ολυμπίας, Your Excellencies the Ambassadors, αγαπητοί Ολυμπιονίκες, αθλητές και καλεσμένοι, κυρίες και κύριοι. Σήμερα, εδώ, σε ένα κατάμεστο Παναθηναϊκό στάδιο, ολοκληρώνεται μια μοναδική διαδρομή ελπίδας και υπερηφάνειας που φώτισε ολόκληρη την Ελλάδα από άκρη σε άκρη. Μια διαδρομή έμπνευσης και συμβολισμού που ένωσε τις καρδιές και τα βλέμματα όλων μας, υπενθυμίζοντάς μας αυτά που έχουν αξία. Την αλληλεγγύη,
Solidarity,
την ομοψυχία,
consensus,
την ειρήνη,
peace,
την άμυλα.
fair play. And it lasted exactly 11 days. 11 days, allow me the term, literally magic. Ever since its lighting in ancient Olympia on April 16th until this day, the Olympic flame in its pathway throughout Greece traveled more than 5,200 kilometers and 500 nautical miles, visiting more than 40 cities. From western Greece and Corfu to the eastern part of our country, the remote island of Kastellorizo, and from the south and Crete until the north, Thessaloniki and Alexandroupolis. And it was truly astonishing its welcoming, no matter where it came through, each city or region. With traditional acts and at the same time modern gatherings, spontaneous events of enthusiasm and joy, and each place was inspired and did its best to rise up to the values of Olympism, and it made it so. Squares, streets, each place of Greece that hosted as the acrotic symbol, the flame, became bigger to fit everybody, small and big, younger, older, torchbearers, spectators, participants and observers, locals and visitors. And I could say and be certain that the souls of Greeks became taller from pride and emotion. Yet these 11 days that overwhelmed our country and attracted the global gaze is just the beginning of a marvelous trip. The eminent Olympic Games of Paris 2024. With great joy and filled up with emotion, we welcome all together the Olympic flame here in the Panathinaik Stadium for the completion of the torch relay on Greek soil to deliver it to the Organizing Committee Paris 2024 with emotions of sincere esteem and solidarity, but also with all our wishes for a unique organization. An organization that will succeed in conveying once again throughout the world the Olympic ideals, but above all, it will substantially unite peoples in a cause of peace, solidarity and acceptance.
Μηνύματα διαχρονικά
Messages
επίκαιρα,
that are
αλλά
diachronically
σήμερα επιτακτικά
present,
αναγκαία,
but today of paramount
καθώς το
importance
διακύβευμα
as
είναι
the
πλέον
endeavor
ορατό.
is visible.
Φίλες και φίλοι,
Dear friends,
το γνωρίζετε.
you know it.
Την Ελλάδα και τη Γαλλία
Greece and France are tied with diachronic links of cooperation and mutual respect, a warm friendship of centuries that is renewed and enhanced, having as axis the eminent Olympic Games. Ties and emotions that some more minutes ago were echoed in the voice of Nana Mouskouri, Nana of Greece, Nana of France, of the whole world. We couldn't have dreamt anything more unique. Dear French, my dear friend Tony, with great honor, I deliver to you the Olympic flame, and I wish you all the best in organizing the 33rd edition of the Olympic Games in Paris. Our wishes, the wish of all Greeks, are with you, like our soul. Thank you.
Χαιρετισμός του Προέδρου της Οργανωτικής Επιτροπής Ολυμπιακών και Παραολυμπιακών Αγώνων Παρίσι 2024, τον Estonie. Voici le discours du président du comité d'organisation des Jeux Olympiques et Paralympiques Paris 2024, M. Denis Estonie.
Monsieur le Président du Comité olympique,
President of the Hellenic Olympic Committee, my dear
Your
Spiros,
Excellencies, Madame la Ministre,
Minister,
Monsieur le Président de la Commission de
President
coordination
of the
CIO,
Coordination Committee,
chers membres de la grande famille
dear
Paris
friends of the
2024,
big family
et de la
Paris
très grande
2024
famille
and of the big Olympic
et
family
paralympique,
and the Paralympic
chère
one,
Nana Mouskouri,
my dear Nana Mouskouri, dear friends.
Kalimera.
Kalimera. Good morning.
Quel
good evening.
magnifique stade!
What a beautiful
J'ai
stadium.
découvert il y a 20
I
ans.
had discovered it 20 years ago when I was an athlete in 2004, and I'm very happy to come back here for this special moment. For me, it's a very big emotion, and the same goes for the whole French delegation. In this historic stadium, the more mythical one from the ones that hosted the games, we have the impression to travel in time. It's a symbol of the link between the ancient games and the modern games that can be seen in all medals that were given to winners. The Panathinaikos Stadium represents the most beautiful result of sports and games. Through these walls, we can measure the honor that we have to write a new page of the big Olympic history. I would like to deeply thank Greece and Greeks because they have offered to us these two ceremonies, these 11 days throughout your wonderful country that have resulted in important moments, especially illuminated Acropolis. We'd like to thank all actors mobilized, and we start from the International Olympic Committee, all stakeholders, and the French state and the municipality of Paris. I would like to salute all partners that have come from Paris and our sponsors. I would like to salute our Greek friends that have carried the flame today. The flame will leave Greece to go to France, and we'll have with us an Olympic champion that symbolizes the meeting between our two countries. My dear Gabriela, thank you. And I would like to thank Beatrice, because your history, your pathway, your career has been inspiring and impressive and matches the ambition of Paris 2024. We're talking about the athlete that has the more medals, with 26 medals, 20 gold ones, and the records are very important. Symbolically speaking, for the first time, we're going to have for the first time the Paralympic Games in France, and we want to turn the flame into a legend for the Paralympic Games. In Paris 2024, for the Olympic and Paralympic Games, always we had the same ambition, because this ambition is echoed through the common icon that is a different icon places. For us, it's a proof and a necessity. This torch relay means that we shall see the inclusion of many Paralympic athletes. That will be a new chance to draw that conclusion. With Beatrice and Gabriela, the whole family of all games of winter and summer are here to make us up to the circumstance and bring us to a more inclusive society. We want to open up the games, and we want for these games to become an accelerator vis-à-vis the crucial question of our time. And from tomorrow onwards, the flame, the torch, will embark upon the mythical Bellum. It will traverse the Mediterranean Sea with 15 scouts, and it will travel France. Their names are Lucas, Eleanor, Noemi, Yassi, Nathan, Showan, Chloe, Hugo, Zabit, Thomas, Clara, Manu, Zana, Huari, Anastasia. Here at this point, we would like to wish them all a good trip. A historical moment, a historical city, and we have made a selection for the arrival of the flame. A historic city, a city of sport, and a city of our heart, Marseille. Marseille, the Phocéan colony. Marseille, it is an opening towards Mediterranean, a symbol of wealth and diversity. Marseille, that will host the sports of sailing and 10 matches of football this summer, and of course this will be the entry point for the trip of the torch in France. For 69 days the flame will travel France throughout 450 cities. I would like to thank all local authorities and the different departments. It will follow the traces of big figures and big moments. It will visit the biggest cultural institution of our country, and it will highlight the lands and our gastronomy. It will illuminate Corse and the Guigues de Bavera, the citadel of Carcassonne, the Pic du Midi, the castle of Gambourg, or the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. Every day the torch will be an honor for those who are committed, the Scouts of Paris 2024. They are engineers, entrepreneurs, artisans, artists, because they make shine the creativity and the ingenuity of France, and the flame will illuminate Bach, the astronomer Thomas Pesquet, the chef Thierry Marx, the humorist Jamel Debbouze. The torch will be the one of everyday life, the torch of all heroes that live through sports daily. I think of Loic, a volunteer in Nantes. I think of Stephanie, who was always loyal to the fire department. But also, I think of these champions, male and female, that has made us cry, shout out, and continue to be our nation. Marie-José, David, Laura, and many more. Because these people have the know-how and they know the size of the games, because they make us dream. The athletes are the heart of our project. It was a proof for us that the torch will come in France once again. An Olympic champion that has been awarded with many significant medals in a very important sport, and they have offered to us historic moments in French sports. Everybody remembers the victory of London of a young person that was an Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, Florent Manodou will have the honor to be there in Marseille on May 8th. The symbol is even more important because 10 days ago we had with us the first torchbearer in Greece. What a chance, what an opportunity to have this medical duo French sports for this very important adventure. This participation is very important because Florent, for the last 10 years, has been accredited, and Marseille is her favorite city. I would like to thank Florent because she has accompanied us in this adventure. We're looking forward to live this prologue with her, and of course she's going to be with us in Marseille in some days from now. I would like to thank Greece, and now to us in our field. Thank you so much. See you in Marseille on May 8th.
Maïou.
Tony Estonguet, the president of the organising committee, Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games, and of course a three-time Olympic canoe slalom champion. We will now start to conclude proceedings here with the lighting of the torch by the High Priestess Mary Mina, accompanied by the Estiada, the keeper of the flame, Ioanna Strati. And the torch will then be passed to Spiros Kapralos, who will then pass it on to Tony Estonguet ahead of its journey to Marseille.
Παράδοση της Ολυμπιακής Δάδας από την Προμιέρεια στον πρώτο της Ελληνικής Ολυμπιακής Επιτροπής Πρόεδρων των Ευρωπαϊκών Ολυμπιακών Εθνικών και μέλος της Διεθνούς Ολυμπιακής Επιτροπής.
Mr. Kapralos will now come forward to receive the torch from the High Priestess. Firm grip needed. And his final act on behalf of his nation is to say goodbye to the Olympic flame and entrust it into the safe hands of the host nation, France, in the form of Tony Estonguet. And his first job will be to light the lantern in which the Olympic flame will be transported across the Mediterranean on its journey to Marseille. The flame has been captured, and into the lantern it goes. Oh, may have to do it again. Oh.
On veut rester en Grèce.
Very small aperture for the flame. So while the lantern is lit, it's dusk here in Athens, the Acropolis. In the distance there, we will soon have the departure of the High Priestess, the priestesses and the Kouroi. And the Olympic Guard will follow them. And that will officially close this handover ceremony. Now, finally, the lantern is lit. No, I don't think that flame wanted to leave its homeland, but leave it must.
Αποχώρηση Ολυμπιακής Φλόγας. Voici le départ de la flamme olympique. Du stade Palatélèque.
for all the highs that Tony Estonguet has achieved as an athlete. 3 gold medals in 3 separate Olympics. I wonder what this moment means for him.
Dans quelques heures,
In few hours, the Olympic flame will leave from the port of Piraeus and will travel for the first time by sea until the port of Marseille on a sailboat that is magnificent. Belém is the jewel of the French maritime tradition, a splendid three-masted with a square headlights and steel hull, the last of the big sailboats of the 19th century that was made in 1896. The same year with the revival of the modern Olympics that have been here in this stadium. It's not a simple coincidence, because we Greeks, we don't believe in coincidence. We name it destiny. On May 8th, the flame will go to Marseille, the most ancient city in France, founded by Greeks, by the Phocian Protes. 2600 years ago, because he has proposed his Hellenic culture, and there has been this meeting with the dwellers of that region, which gave birth to Marseille. Greece and France harmoniously live together on a cultural level. The flame relay will continue for 68 years that will convey the collective energy of the sport, making links, bridges between people and eras. And of course, we shall have magnificent discoveries that have contributed to the radiation of France throughout history. From ancient Olympia to Paris, the trip is quite big. And of course, we remember that the big ideals are the ones that humanity needs when we listen to the sirens of war around us. And there is a very famous poet in Greece, a Nobel laureate, literature 1963, George Seferis, who wrote, "In our gradually shrinking world, everyone is in need of all the others. We must look for man, wherever we can find him. Find man, mankind, human being." So the Olympic flame that you are going to host in France is a part of mankind, the promise of a better world that represents the size and the courage of those who are going to overcome their limits, demonstrating their will. Paris 2024 will be an absolute success. Hooray France, hooray for Greece, and hooray Olympism!
Σε λίγες ώρες η Ολυμπιακή φλόγα θα μεταβιβαστεί στο γαλλικό ιστιοφόρο Μπελέν, το οποίο θα αναχωρήσει από το Πειραιά μεταφέροντας τη φλόγα για πρώτη φορά διαθαλάσσια με προορισμό το λιμάνι της Μασσαλίας. Πρόκειται για ένα κόσμημα της ναυτικής παράδοσης της Γαλλίας, ένα τρικάταρτο.
That concludes our handover ceremony. Some sadness, we have to say goodbye to the Panathinaikos Stadium, goodbye to Athens. Say bon voyage to the Olympic flame, and we'll see you in Marseille in May.
Στις 8 Μαΐου η φλόγα θα φτάσει στη Μασσαλία, στην αρχαιότερη πόλη